start there. You don't have to start big. You can start as small as you have. If your business is maybe a fashion design or makeup, you can start by just drawing people eyelashes first. I mean, what's this? Eyebrows first. Like, you don't have to do the whole makeup thing. You start small and then you venture. As much as the business grows, you also venture into more. Don't be discouraged in seeing people like more superior than you and you starting from zero. That shouldn't discourage you from starting. Especially youth, we are the leaders of tomorrow. So for me, if you want to start a business that will also create employment to other people. Rather, don't make a business that is only beneficiary to you, but then something that can benefit others also.
Katieiy Cakes and Baking Academy.
Welcome to Youngsters Inspirational Series. We aim to inspire young people to be aware of the golden trophy that's within them. You are beautiful beyond measure. It's okay to fail. You're not a loser until you give up.
Hi, welcome to Katieiy Cakes and Baking Academy. My name is Katieiy. I'm the founder of Katieiy Cakes. So basically it's Katieiy Cakes and then the Baking Academy at the end. So it's like a combo. So I started baking in 2022. So initially, when I was in high school, I used to love baking, like everything in the kitchen. I used to mix everything. If I find recipes online, I would just go for them. And then I remember 2022, that's when I started the actual baking. So I baked and went to school with them. So my classmates loved them and they were like, Katieiy, how about you start baking and selling them your things to us? I'm like, really? Are you gonna buy it? They're like, yeah, your things are nice and not bad. So from there I got the input to like, okay, let me give it a shot. And then from there, that's in short the beginning of Katieiy Cakes. So, and actually also the name came from my classmates because I remember we were like, okay, since you guys say that I should start a business, why should I call my business? And then they're like, no, use your name. They call me Katieiy. So I'm like, Katieiy Cakes. So it's actually Katieiy Cakes, not Katieiy Cakes. Yeah, it's Katieiy Cakes. But then obviously the pronunciation, I don't mind, but then it's Katieiy Cakes. That's the beginning of Katieiy Cakes. And then from there, I started selling cupcakes at rest. So that was before I started making cakes. So basically I could make muffins and then I knew how to make a cream for cakes. So cut short, I think that was around June 2022. And then December, when I came back from school, I knew how to make cupcakes. That's like cream and muffins. So in my mind, I was like, how about I start venturing into cakes also? So that was June. And then December, when I came back from school, I started making a cake. I made a cake, my very first cake. And then with that one first cake, I got orders, imagine. So I think that was still the beginning of Katieiy Cakes and the making of cakes and every bakes like scones, biscuits. And then from there, everything was history. So basically, from everything that happened, obviously I realized that, okay, this is actually a business that I can go far with. It's something that I can invest on, like venture more into it, dive more into it. I didn't know anything about business and I was in school, so now I had to think about balancing school and balancing business. Remember, I have no clue about business, like profit, sales, everything. So I had to figure out myself. So I started giving myself time, like doing my own research, like from YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, like any social media platform that I could think of that I thought maybe I could find information. So I started doing that, and then following other bakers, following other business people, like even if it's not bakers, just to want to learn. Like I had the interest of learning more into like business and how do I start, what does it take to register your business, what does it take to make your business bigger. And then from there, I started investing. I learned that, okay, you need a startup for buying equipment. I need this and I need this. And then that's when I do orders, I make sure that I'm now doing orders because I have goals. Okay, maybe in 6 months time, I have to buy this equipment. So that whole goals and the vision that I had motivated me to do more, like dive more into the baking industry and be serious with it, because normally, like initially it was just a hobby. Like I started baking as a hobby, like just baking, not with the purpose of making profits. And then, so from making profit, having a vision, setting goals for the business, people approached me. They were like, Katieiy, we can see your work. Your work is nice. Your work is beautiful. How about you teach us how to bake? I'm like, teach you how to bake? How? Because I'm still learning also. So for me, I'm like, I can't teach you something that I'm still figuring out, because with recipes, as much as I'll get recipe online, but then still like try to mix my own and try to create my own. I had that thing of secret recipe. I'm like, I want to try my secret recipe. I want to try something new. So me teaching people something that I'm still learning was like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. But then people kept coming, and I came to a point where I realized that some don't come because it's about like really baking, it's about them surviving. And I had that thing of, actually, in looking at the surrounding, we have a lot of people who are staying at home doing nothing. And that also made me want to be like, okay, looking at the country also as a whole, South Africa has a high unemployment rate. So if maybe people could open their businesses, that at least lowers the number, like it reduces the numbers of unemployed people. At least even if you're unemployed, you have a business, like making an income at the same time. So I'm like, if I can teach people how to bake and then they go afterwards and make their own business, that means that I contributed in reducing the unemployment rate in South Africa. And then also that motivated me to like, okay, I think I can actually do this. I can teach people, and then they go out there, make their own business. So after this whole I thought about this whole baking school. For me, it was not about the profit, that, okay, I'm just going to teach them how to bake and then take the money. It was about what they do after and how the impact it does to them. So normally I used to say that if at the beginning I was like, if I can get someone to sponsor me with the ingredients, or maybe like with the whole class, I can actually teach them for free. That's what I was also always saying. And even now, I still say that if I can get like a sponsorship that will sponsor everything like for my class, or maybe a funding for everyone, I can actually teach them. I don't have a problem, because I like sharing my skills. Like that's one thing that makes me be like interested in like teaching people. Like, I like sharing out my skill. Like, I feel like if I can do it, someone else can do it. Like, and even more may do it way more better. So yeah, so that's how the baking school started. But then the issue that I had with the baking class is its equipment. So initially when I started, I think I had 6 people. And remember, when I usually bake, I was still building my own business itself. So you might find out that I only had 2 spoons, I had 2 bowls. Now having to teach 6 people, it means that I have to get a bigger table instead, and then get like a lot of material. So that was a challenge also that I had to deal with, because the money that I was making them pay was just like, it was only covering the ingredients, but then not the material. So now that means the money that I used to get from selling cakes or selling my baked goods was the money that I was supposed to use for buying equipment for the baking school. So I think for me that was one of the biggest challenges that I faced, and with the baking school side. And then beside that, I actually enjoy teaching people. Like, I love sharing my skills, and I love the fact that when people come, they are willing to learn. And I think that's what makes my job easy. And a lot of people say that, Katieiy, you're so young. I'm only 21 and I'm teaching people that have businesses. I've had people who own bakeries, but then now they want to learn cakes, they want to learn biscuits. And they're way older than me. They'll be like, Katieiy, how do you manage people? And I'm like, it's not about me standing up here and controlling them. No, it's not about, according to them, they'll be like, how do you control these people? The question is, or maybe the answer is, I'm not controlling them, I'm teaching them. There's a difference, that's a different thing. So when you're sharing your skills, you're not making yourself more superior than them, but then sharing your ideas. So that's what makes it simpler for me. Like, I'm not standing here and be like, no, you don't know anything. This is what, no. I'm just sharing my skills and sharing what I know. And yeah, and also what makes it easy for me again is that the people that I teach, I think most of them or all of them, they are interested. They show enthusiasm when they come to like baking, participating. Like, they are ready to participate. They are ready to to learn. So I think that makes it easy for me to teach them and for them to understand. You know, when you're interested in something, like when you have the passion already, it makes it easy, like, for the teacher to deliver the message or to deliver the whatever they want to share with you. If there's someone who has a business idea but then they don't have a clue where to start, I would advise them to just start, whatever comes to your mind, start there. You don't have to start big. You can start as small as you have. If your business is maybe a fashion design or makeup, you can start by just drawing people eyelashes first. I mean, what's this? Eyebrows first. Like, you don't have to do the whole makeup thing. You start small and then you venture. As much as the business grows, you also venture into more. So you don't have to start small. So if there's someone there sitting at home thinking of a business idea, but then they are discouraged because, again, there are a lot of people in the place. Again, I repeat that everyone has their own customers. I think I said it last time. So don't be discouraged in seeing people like more superior than you and you starting from zero. That shouldn't discourage you from starting. And also, if there are people who are already in businesses or maybe think of businesses again, I'll advise them that, especially youth, we are the leaders of tomorrow. So for me, if you want to start a business that will also create employment to other people. Rather, don't make a business that is only beneficiary to you, but then something that can benefit others also. Because as the leaders of tomorrow, if I make a business and it only benefits me, it means that tomorrow, I don't know how to put it, but then still it won't contribute anything to the employment rate or reducing, like it doesn't have a lot of impact actually on the community or the surrounding area, because it only benefits you. But then if you make a business that, you know, okay, I'll have employees, I'll have drivers, I'll have securities, that means that you have all the multiple the disciplinary team together. That means now you have created jobs, you have reduced the number of unemployment, and your business is like, it doesn't benefit you, but then the community also. That's giving back to the community. I think one of the biggest things I've achieved so far is registering 54 people in my class. I started with 4 people. That was my first baking class, and then now, in a space of 2 weeks, I will be teaching in total for the 54 people. So that's my biggest achievement. And hey, managing finances is hard. Yet I don't have a business account. Everything goes to my personal account. But then what I usually do to manage it, like, so that I know, bro, this is for business, this is for personal use, I usually fix my account. So if I fix my account, the moment they transfer money straight to my fixed account. So in that way, I'm able to control, because fixed account I usually do 6 months. I can't take it out like before then. So I think that way works better for me. Other than that, money, if you know that you're the only person in the business and you're the manager, the financial side, I do eat the money. Like, I'm not really good with managing finances, but then I try. So, but then I feel like the best way to manage finance is when you have goals, like setting goals. So if you set goals that, okay, by the end of this month, I need to get an oven. So now I'm saving up to get that oven. And remember, after that oven, I still have to have a remaining amount. So having a goal can make you like save money, because you know, okay, I'm saving money for this, even if it's for a trip, but then that's still saving money. As much as you have goals, you have vision for, okay, after 5 years, I need to have this bakery. And it means for you to have a big bakery, it means you need to have finances, you need to have a startup capital. That means you start saving money, and that's you being strict with finances. So in conclusion, I would say that if you are out there sitting at home, want to start a business, go for it. It doesn't matter which kind of business, as long as at the end of the day, it brings you something in the table. Yeah, that's something to your life. And if you want to join Katieiy Cakes and Baking Academy, you're welcome. Normally, I have my classes during the in the middle of the year, June and December. So if you wanna come and we have fun in my classes. So I'll advise that if you want to start a baking or maybe a bakery, but then you don't have an idea, sometimes you look at videos and you don't understand, you can come to Katieiy Cakes. I will teach you how to bake, and yeah, that's it.
Hi guys, my name is Zaida Homa. Actually, at the moment, I'm staying in Giyani in Limpopo. I'm actually one of the people that like baking a lot and cooking. So, I think it was last year, early last year, my mom actually, she likes to also Google recipes like me, and on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. So she actually came across Katie's page, and then she used to watch it a lot, and then she told me, but there's this other lady, you know, she's from around here, and then she likes to post things of baking. So we used to watch it a lot, and then I think I missed the class last year. So this year we decided to enroll. Yes. I missed again, or was it in June? So this year I actually got an opportunity to come and attend class. I was a bit nervous the day before, but when I came here, it was amazing. I don't want to lie, guys. She's actually good, you know, especially for the foundation of baking. Cakes, scones, and biscuits. You know, it's actually a challenge when it comes to baking scones, but it's really amazing. You know, you get to learn everything, and I love the fact that she attends to every person. You know, she's just so loving. It's amazing. Even the people around, you know, everyone is willing to learn. She's willing to teach. It's just a beautiful experience. And Actually, I'd like to say I think this is just the beginning of a new page of my life, and I'm so excited for what lies ahead of me because, yeah, I think it's I don't even know what to say. So actually, for someone who would like to bake or is a beginner or you like cooking, I would recommend that you come to Katie's Cakes, and yeah, you learn everything. It's actually it's amazing. It's just a new world of a new life, you know. Yeah, I think all I can say is come and see for yourself. Come and see for yourself. Yeah, it's
Njani mina tinyiko donation machevele nsuka ka ngezimani se mina ni nge vulavuli hi xilungu hi ku xilungu xi ti hi xikepe ni nga ta jila mina ni voni sesi Katekani ka TikTok ende mina ni munhu wo rhandza ku baka se ni vona swi ni fanerile ku ni va layika ni landzelerisa ni za ni kota ku ta ni ta fika kwala se ni fike ni vona mitirho ya vona no dya xemla mi nga chavi n'wina mi nge le kaya loko mi va vona va followeni mi swi landzelerisa mi ta fika kwala ka makoxa mi ta swi vona swilo swi ta endleka no dya mi ta dya hambi mi ta mi nga dyangi mi fika mi dya kwala se hi dyondzini swo tala swinene sweswiwani hina hi tiva ku hi khekhe ri bakiwa ngopfu hi tirhama mara sweswi se hi swi vonini ku khekhe ri bakisiwa ku yini na swikontsi hinkwaswo se hi swi vonini na loko se hi fika kaya hi ta fika se hi ri na vutlharinyana hi ta fika hi kombeta van'wani vanhu ende sesi Katekani hi nge zi hi fika hi mi fihla kaya hi ta fika hi kombisa van'wani vanhu va kota ku ta va ta vona leswi hina hi nga swi vona se ha khensa sesi Katekani vutlhari lebyi mi nga hi nyika byona byi kombeni na vanhu van'wanyana mi nga byi kombi hina ntsena na rirhandzu leri mi hi kombaka rona ri kombeni van'wana mi nga kombi hina ntsena na khensa.
Okay, hello guys. My name is Penelope Ngodeni. Like I'm from Wamitwa and Deteni. So like I saw Katie's cake on TikTok. So it really like inspires me. And then Shimana, I just saw her personalities on TikTok, Facebook, and everywhere. Like you can see there. She's so friendly. Like I really enjoyed the classes. Like when I saw it on TLC, I thought maybe it's something difficult to bake and all those kind of things. The reason why I came here, I'm just a person who's passionate to cook and to do all those kind of things. So I just saw it as an to inspire my desire or my hobby on a daily basis thinking. And another thing, she's a lovely person. So I would really recommend anyone at home, if you have a passionate on baking or anything, you can come here, you'll have fun, guys. You can look at me like I'm smiling and all those kind of things. So please, if there's anyone at home who wants to come and join the classes, you're welcome to have fun and to play with food, flowers, rum and everything. So everyone at home, you're free to join the classes, as she say on the TikTok, are June and December. So like now you have a time for next year to come and join us and start your own thing. Thank you.